Hello, and welcome to our first episode at the marketplace, where we share about everything and anything, but also something sometimes. Why you laugh?
Nothing.
Okay lah, since it's the first episode, right? We definitely would want to talk about some, I would say, challenges that we face as working adults, where we share about what are our struggles as working adults, or like doing startups or entrepreneurs, or even just maybe starting out after your graduation, etc., etc. So today we'll be talking about something a little bit more money related. I was reading about what are some common stress and questions that people of my generation and also of maybe older generations, and what they have usually in mind is how money centric is their life now currently.
Right.
Whether is it they need to constantly earn money, that kind of thing lah. So that is constantly a problem that we always see. Whether is it saving your money for your retirement, or whether is it for other huge commitments like BTO or traveling and whatever not lah.
I think end of the day, money in Singapore will always be the primary objective of everybody, because Singapore is not a cheap country to be living in the first place lah. Our standard of living it's actually one of the highest in the world. So as fresh grads, young working adults and stuff, right, we always think about salary as the one of the main motivators to choosing a good job. In fact, the salary that you bring home, your relatives, your friends and families also use that as a gauge to determine how successful you are in your professional career lah. So yeah, money is extremely important. Considering Lynette just got married, maybe she can share a little bit about how much she actually spent.
Yeah, congratulations to her, by the way. She just got married literally 3 days ago.
A Singapore wedding is too expensive. And also the prices of each table is going up a lot every year, and there's huge difference between lunch and banquet, and there's so many other things to prepare for as well. So it's such a huge expense, and I think it's honestly pretty unaffordable to young adults who've just started working. So that's quite a big stress to put on them. Yeah, what's more is that it's usually coupled with buying the house at the same time as well. So big purchases right at the start of you finding a job. So that's really a lot of stress that we have to face. Yeah. So I think that that's why a lot of fresh grads now, they are also, what I realize is that they are also looking for higher pay now as well. So I'm not sure if there's correlation between high cost of living, or it's just generally the expectations are different. Not sure why. So
What about you, Michelle? When you were first looking for a job when you graduated, what were your main considerations?
Money wasn't a big one, because I kind of know the starting pay for my degree lah, which was because I study comms and new media. For those who know that, then they can go and do a gauge about what the starting pay is. But I was looking at that, but at the same time, because I don't have any big ticket items to pay for back then lah. So that wasn't my priority. I was really kind of looking out for a company with good culture and somewhat of a more healthy working environment, and also in line with what I what I want to do for my work, whether is it the working goals or things like that. Less so of pay is one thing, but I also wouldn't say if I get a pay that is lower than the expected pay for a fresh grad of my time lah back then I will sulk about it or what. I just that's not something that I prioritize at that point in time. Yeah.
I must say this is a very rare thing.
Yeah.
Most people, even including myself, salary has always been one of the main considerations lah.
Because of comparison ma. People are always comparing. Then honestly, no one actually explicitly says what their pay is. We can give a ballpark figure, but it's never this is my salary.
So in fact, actually, something controversial is that I feel we all should be open about how much we're earning, because when you do that, right, it actually gives you the power over the company to better negotiate your pay. Sometimes you might find out that somebody that is of your same level of experience and seniority is actually getting more than you. Maybe just because the timing was different. Maybe they got headhunted. Maybe you applied through the normal channels, and that's the reason why your salary is lower. So if we actually become open about it, right? Companies and HR don't have that handle over us, and we can actually get more.
Oh, but it's so toxic though.
Why?
No meh? Like let's say I know everyone's figure, right? I feel like when I see the person next time, right, instead of seeing that person as a person, I'll see that person as a money figure. Then I'll be like, there's always like a kaching sign over that person's head, you know.
I think it's also how it's being used. I think like on one hand that yes, like if you're open about it, you know like what somebody with your same competency, age, and in the same size of a company will earn, and then you can kind of like ask for more money to justify your work. But I think like to a lot of other people, they might also use it the wrong way and think that like they should be getting like this high amount, even though like the competency level is really like not matching up, and they don't fully understand like what is their responsibilities as well. So I think it's quite a double-edged sword as well.
I think on that note, like I think what we realized, or what I realized over the COVID period, is like there were more than one ways to earn money lah, and it's holding multiple jobs is one. I think given the nature of our job, we are pretty fortunate in the sense where it can be actually replicated across industries and platforms, so to speak. So that gave us, or rather it gave me the insight of what the hustling culture meant, that I could actually be doing like brand and marketing for as a freelance gig on top of my main job itself lah. And I think that helped to expand my take-home salary, so to speak. But I guess the main topic that we are saying today is that knowing that there are other channels out there, like OnlyFans, like that gives you a better opportunity to be earning more money than traditional means, right? Is that actually okay?
If you're comfortable with it, should be okay lah. Huh?
Will you do it?
Like what? Post my nude pictures there.
Content creator on OnlyFans lah.
Wow, OnlyFans. Okay, no. If you want me to be a content creator on like TikTok, I don't mind lah.
No, that's not. That wasn't my question. My question was OnlyFans, because OnlyFans is the one that brings you the money, right?
I don't think so because I personally wouldn't want to, even if it's for good money, I wouldn't want to leave this kind of carbon footprint.
Okay,
Yeah,
because
of
your reputation lah.
Yeah, legit. I even though I'm like nobody knows me or things like that, right? I also, like you don't want to see this kind of images get leaked, ma. That's like the worst thing that can happen to you. You can go and like grow and then become a star afterwards, but I wouldn't want to lah.
You?
I actually think like OnlyFans is like, I mean OnlyFans and like other types of like unconventional ways to start earning money. Like actually being an influencer is also something that's only this few years it started becoming more popular, right? I think actually it's like quite a cool way to be creative about earning money compared to like traditional ways of earning money. But I don't think that I would do it because I think it really takes like a certain people to do it lah, to be able to be okay with like their photos just being transferred around and like of their like own private lives, and it just takes a lot. But I think if they are okay with it, then I don't have anything to say. But I don't think that I will allow my kids to like do it.
Yes, yeah. Can you imagine you see your own kids naked picture, grown ass naked picture?
But also it's their choice lah. If they choose to do it, then it is a bold choice. That's why they get to earn that amount of money also.
Yeah, I mean, it's not being judgmental or what, it's just a personal preference. It's why like you see there are people out there who take up non-conventional careers just to, as a form of like revenue or income earning ma. Like you see porn stars out there. You do see like in my parents' context, they call it the less desirable way of less desirable career lah. But it's still out there ma.
I think the point is like the less desirable jobs are the jobs that bring in the most money. So if we put it into using like the moral compass as a guide, right? Rubbish collectors, engineers that work in the high-rise cranes, drivers that drive class 5 vehicles, right? They actually earn a lot of money.
Garbage collectors earn a lot of money.
Yeah, their money salary is like last I read was like 3.5 and above. compared to some other jobs out there, actually it's even higher. So taking it a little bit more out of context, right? A crane operator in a high-rise crane, the money salary including the risk pay is like 8 to 9K. So it is an actual fact that unconventional jobs or less desirable jobs actually do get you more money. It's more of like, are you willing to do it or not lah? Are you willing to be exposed into the weather, outside of your comfort zone to actually get the money? So I feel like a lot of times, like when I think even myself, right, I was very focused on a career path as what Singaporeans and my parents taught me to be, that after graduation you land a good government job, or you land a good job in a big four, and you climb the corporate ladder over X period of time. So in 10 years time, your main objective is to become like a director or a C-suite, and that's by definition is you are very successful, you have a lot of money. But is that really the only way? Like, can it not be that can it not just be that way? Like, can we do other things to actually get there? What if working is just a means to an end, so that I can get the money to do things that I enjoy, and I just don't want to climb the corporate ladder? Is that okay?
I think it's fine. I think there are a lot of people who, in fact, like a lot of like freelancers, who have like specific crafts or like hard skills, there's no corporate ladder to climb also. Like they just have their own paths, and in the end they produce works that they are proud of as well in terms of like portfolios and stuff. They don't have to compete with like anyone else to like reach a certain place. So I think like that's fine. But I also think that like it's okay to climb corporate ladder. I quite like it myself. So I think like it depends on you, but I also get that in terms of like parents' pressure on you, I think my parents also would prefer I climb the corporate ladder. It's just their way of like thinking like stability. Like government jobs are better kind of thing.
I agree.
Yeah, I cannot deny that. I mean 3.5 years working in healthcare has been extremely stable. Literally the iron rice bowl. You don't actually have to worry about waking up and losing your job, even in times of retrenchment and stuff, right? That is like the least of your worry. More than other, you will not even hear it because you're in a very safe environment. But it really got very boring. Like it got very boring. It was to a point where like the mundane environment of it made me feel like I'm wasting my time. And I feel like, what if we were to actually pursue something that we truly enjoy? But yet, I also recognize that doing our own hobbies or passion don't actually put food on the table. So how do we actually get a balance in that?
Oh, but it depends though. Because sometimes your passion can be your job, ma.
No, but your passion may not earn well, may not earn enough. So what's your passion?
Dancing lor.
Do you think that can put food on the table for you?
I need to do a few more jobs alongside with that. Then
That's the point. So the point is, your passion or your hobby can, in most instances, cannot be your main source of revenue. In fact, I want to say that when you actually work with the hobby or passion as your main motivator, in the long run, you might actually grow to hate it because you are tagging a lot of responsibilities and KPIs, so to speak, to your passion. Like if I do my trades craft and I'm not getting paid enough, you will eventually feel like it's not worth doing it, as opposed to when there's no money tagged to it, right? You can truly enjoy it.
Oh, but it depends though. Let's say if your passion is like NFTs or like Bitcoin.
Bitcoin is not a passion, or Bitcoin is just investments, ma.
As in but let's say if your passion is like machine learning and coding and stuff, then like you end up wounding up in working for a company, something like that does ChatGPT stuff. That's your passion, ma. Then it's like doing very well. So then like, if it hits its KPIs, it's good lor.
No, so but my point is like, so in that instance, maybe let's say the KPI has been hit lah. So in that instance, it actually pans out. So I'm saying that, but most of the time it doesn't. Most of the time, your passion or your hobby does not equate to success. All those success stories that we hear, it's how many instances of that actually happen? You get what I mean?
I think if you are so lucky that your passion can be lucrative, there's definitely those kind of like options out there, like all the engineers, coders, or whatever, investors, like if you're so passionate about investments also, yeah, there's definitely those that can like earn you very well. So then you must be very lucky to have that. But I think there are those, like for example, design arts, like in Singapore, the scene is just not good. So no matter what, it's really, really difficult for you, and you have to make the extra effort to actually stand out as like the top 10% for your craft to do well. So I think then that's like really difficult. And then a lot of people that I know have to do that as like a side hustle, freelance, or need something to on the side to actually help to boost their income. So I think that's just their way of like having to balance that.
Yeah, I think it's just not that easy lah. So that's why when upon graduation, the first thing that came to mind wasn't an evaluation of what I enjoyed doing, but rather like because back then I was planning like in time to come the wedding and the house, right? So then it was two very big ticket items that were in my pipeline. So the first consideration that I had in mind obviously was which was the job that could help me secure that savings in the shortest possible time. To the extent where in one of my job experiences where it was a less than ideal scenario, I still bite the bullet and went through it just because I needed money. And I didn't, in hindsight, I really didn't enjoy it. I mean, like if I could do other ways to get there, I think I would have. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm at a point where I feel that I'm hoping that money need not be the only motivator in looking for a career. Yeah.
Then what would you say is like, for both of you all, what would you say is like the craziest thing that y'all did in order to like get money to like for good valid reasons like you have bills to pay for, you have like loans to repay and things like that.
Craziest what's your definition of craziest?
Okay like what you say like you really don't want to do is like totally completely like not what you have in mind in terms of like a job, or like you even had to like maybe go against your moral ground.
I think on the context of back then there's no OnlyFans lah. Back then there's no such stuff.
Back then got what? Sugar books.
Yeah, okay, that applies for you probably. But I think at that point of time, I did not go to the extent of lying, begging, and stealing lah. But I think in terms of like crazy was putting myself in a very uncomfortable position where I think mentally I was suffering also. So I was waking up daily feeling very, very beaten, very demoralized, and constantly questioning myself like, am I really that useless that I cannot get my job done? But what got me out of bed literally was that my wedding is coming up in about a couple of months' time. I really need this bonus. I really need this money. And my sanity is not worth that much. I need the money first. So I really tahan that 1 year, less than a year, close to that, in that less than ideal environment. And now that I've successfully healed from it, thinking back about the experience, it was something that I never want to go back there again. I think it's not, you can't compromise your mental sanity for money lah. But that's me saying having gone through it. I don't know. I also been very lucky that money is not so much of an issue now. So I don't know if let's say now if I'm being put in such a dire situation again, would I compromise it? I think I might because you need to survive. Yeah.
At what cost though? Let's say because think about it, you said you are mentally like you're mentally drained, you feel like burnt out and things like that, right? Then next time you earn all that money, then like 30% of it goes to therapy. You then earn out the money also.
I don't know. I don't have an answer for you because I think that time was me thinking about priorities. Like I felt it was my job to make sure that I could pay the bills for the upcoming wedding and the down payment for the house, and that meant more to me than my sanity lah. But I really hope I don't have to go through that again. I don't think I would want to. Yeah, maybe Lynette, if you have any stories to share.
I don't know what you meant by crazy also, but like
your own definition of crazy.
No, it's also not crazy, but I think it's just I think when I was like doing my side hustle also, so it was like the first side hustle that I had which was doing like freelance video editing. So anyway, my passion was like video editing, and it doesn't pay well as a full-time job. So that's why I decided not to do it anymore, and I did something else. But I still wanted to like do video editing. That's why I continued like my freelance job as that. And I also know that as a freelance video editor, you get to earn quite decently by per project and so on. Yeah. So back then I was like doing a full-time job and also doing like freelance video editing, and it was like I was just looking at the computer like day and night. Like after I finish my full-time job, I immediately go and look at the computer to do video editing and like chunk out the edit for a client, and then next day continue. It was like 没天没夜 kind of situation. Yeah, and then like,
For those who don't know, that means she can't tell the difference between time and day because she's like constantly doing work.
yeah, it's like there's no rest at all, and like certain months my freelance pay can almost hit my full-time pay already. Yeah, but then that's just like the amount that I did, which was a lot. Yeah.
So you have to sell your life away lah, basically. For that period of time where you have to mad rush something.
Yes. So stressful, got more pimples, less sleep and stuff. But I think like at the end of the day, when I realized that I can earn so much, I was also very like happy to know that I actually have the ability to do so. Yeah. So yeah, if I had to do it again, I guess I would still do it again. Yeah.
But what if doing OnlyFans can earn you 3 times the amount and 3 times less the effort? Why wouldn't you do it?
What if some Chikope uncle link her photos? He like want to share with his uncle community, then he link the photos, how?
Then it's marketing for you, what?
What? No, I feel a charge ma. It's like word of mouth coverage.
Yeah, then so to get more content, people have to pay for it. So then it becomes free publicity, so to speak lah.
What the?
There's no such thing as bad marketing. Even bad marketing is still good publicity. Eventually.
I would like to disagree with that. I would like to disagree with that.
It's really see how you write it lah. But yeah, okay. I mean, point taken that I feel that we are all at an age. Okay, we're not that old to begin with, but I think we are all at an age where money is extremely important, and we constantly are being driven by it lah. But on that note, I think like what I want to urge our listeners is that what you study don't actually has to limit what you are doing. Like for myself, I was never from brand and marketing. This was something that I got interested when I was working, and I just wanted to pursue to see if I could do it. And 5 years in, I'm still doing it. I realized that it's actually quite fun to do. I think more importantly is like having the courage to try, and obviously having your stars align for someone to take a gamble on you and then that's where your opportunity comes. But you have to be very open to put yourself out there so that this kind of opportunity can actually come to you.
So you considering OnlyFans?
I think I've passed the prime. I can market for you though.
No, I don't. I would like to stick to conventional ways of earning money. Okay, but you said that you're currently at the phase where like, money is not like, you're not at a point where you desperately need to earn like huge bucks of money because you have settled all the big cash items already, right?
Yeah.
Big ticket items. So when to you was like enough? What is enough?
This is a tricky question that I don't think I actually have an answer to that. I think up to due date, this is a question that I constantly discussing with my wife on what's really enough. You know how insurance agents, when they meet you, right, they're always drawing their 3 triangles in your life to say that this is the first pick, second pick, third pick, and then they'll be telling you eventually to work backwards to achieve financial freedom. This is the amount that you need to get, and they're always helping you work towards that final X amount. But I truly feel that X amount is a lie, is a gimmick, because you cannot reach there one. I mean, sorry, it's not that you cannot reach there, but life changes day in, day out. That amount varies. Maybe you can work towards, it can be a goal, but I don't think there's an absolute number that you eventually hit, like 1 mil, 3 mil, maybe not lah. So I had this story told to me by a close friend in the last 2 years where crypto was actually a very big hit. So there was this particular coin called Luna that was booming like crazy. Everybody was making tons and tons of money from Luna itself. Then overnight, Luna crashed.
It crashed like crazy.
So this friend of mine, his close counterpart, lost more than 70% of his savings overnight. And he actually had a goal. So he had a goal in mind of hitting 3 mil by a certain age. Obviously, losing 70% of your savings is you're literally back to ground zero. lah. But he said that he had never been happier because what he realized was that day in, day out, his life actually didn't change because he was still doing things that he loved. He was still living his life with his family. In fact, because of the crash, right, he started to focus more time on the people around him, his family, his friends, and then he realized that end goal of the 3 mil, even if he didn't hit it, it's fine. What he learned to live with to live within his means, and that became like a peace to him, lah. Yeah, I'm not sure if it makes sense. I don't think it would ever make sense to anybody out there that's listening because we are in Singapore again. Like even when I hear that story, to me,
Yeah, your friend what country, Anna?
Singapore.
Huh?
Like even to me right now, there are days where I'm still worried about money. I'm still thinking, what if I fall sick or something happened and I need a large sum of money and I can't get it, then how? But I feel like that evil, that it's a cycle, man. It's a super vicious cycle that because I'm thinking of this and I'm working it today, right, I'm stuck. I don't get to do what I enjoy. I don't get to live my life fully because I'm perpetually in this cycle of I want to earn more so that in the bad days, I'm protected. But because I do this, right, I don't have good days. I don't have good days to enjoy it. Yeah. So if you ask me what's that amount, I don't know. I don't think I will ever get there. In fact, I'm trying to not get there. I'm trying to get out of this vicious cycle. I'm trying to convince myself that it's not YOLO, but like more towards living life more meaningfully today, and just being more intentional with how you spend your money, lah. Obviously, you don't go every day, go and buy Gucci, Prada, that kind, or eat Hai Di Lao every single day. And I think we still enjoy life. It's not that bad, what. I can eat Cai Fan every single day. I'm still happy, yeah. So in fact, I think when this video is going to be posted, it should have reached that time that I've left my job. I left my job without securing a new job, which was something I would have never done 2-3 years ago, lah. That to live without a job, I think that is super crazy. It's insane. It doesn't even make sense. Considering that I have a house, I have a dog and 2 rabbits. Like money, it's important. But I left because I was in a place where I feel it wasn't worth it anymore, and I couldn't see myself doing that again for the next couple of years, lah. Yeah, so it's the first time in my life where money wasn't the main reason. Like, in fact, I gave up money, gave up like a stable income for the unknown future. Super scary, man, but it felt right. It felt right doing it. I felt at peace. Yeah.
I think it's okay lah. As long as you don't have like urgent bills to pay for. Honestly, just do what's comfortable for you, lor. I feel it depends because some people I feel that they are very money driven in terms of like it's nothing wrong with that because different people have different goals in life, what. So it's nothing wrong with being driven, like leading your whole career, thinking about like increments and like pay raise or like doing up multiple jobs so that you can hit a certain amount of savings by the time you're X number of years old. It's fine with that, but also like there are others out there who just feel that my current salary is okay. I don't have to like climb, like maybe do multiple jobs or climb the corporate ladder so I can earn a certain annual income to hit my goal for that year. And they are all for that comfortable pace in life, which I think is okay lah. So ultimately, it's like different people have their different like perspective lah about like what is a good lifestyle for them. Actually,
I want to say that you are one of the few people that I know that really not focus on the corporate ladder or money. It's very rare to see. And there are days that I'm inspired by you, lah. I feel like, hey, how come she can think like that as a fresh grad? It's not possible, one. It's either she's very rich at home, or
I'm not, guys. No account. I'm not.
Yeah, something must have gone right for her in her life to not worry about money. But yeah, you've attained that level of peace that most people don't have it, which I feel very amazing, lah. I'm really very amazed by how you actually got there.
I think
young.
No lah, because I think for a lot of context, right, is that because I don't have a lot of commitment because I'm not dating anyone, I'm single, and like I don't have a house to pay for, I don't have like I'm quite grateful that I have parents who are willing and have enough cash to pay and fund my uni. So there's no like big loans that I need to pay back. So like I don't have all these big ticket items. So like haven't had a taste of that bitterness when it comes to like having to hit a certain amount of income to pay for maybe a BTO flat. So I haven't gone that yet. But I do have that in mind. So like when it comes to like savings, right? Not trying to be a financial advisor, but then like, I just try to make sure that I plan smartly lah when it comes to like, you know, how to set aside a fixed amount or fixed percentage of savings every month, or even just like, you know, trying out like passive income, etc., etc. Things like that lah, or even doing multiple jobs. So I won't say that like oh, money is completely out of the question. It's like I'm doing it at a comfortable pace, but not like, oh, I need to like really do it and get like the big cash in my wallet by a certain period.
In fact, I think at this table right here, right now, right, all three of us, we are doing our full-time jobs plus something on the side. And I feel like that's the change in society that we're observing nowadays, that you don't need to get your bread and butter just from a single source. In fact, spreading your eggs across multiple baskets make more sense. So if one of them really suck balls, right, you need to quit. You can just go and then you know that actually there's still something else out there that is keeping you fed and alive. Yeah, and I thought I think that context actually brings back to what we were discussing earlier on how can you actually pursue your passion and hobbies as a job. Maybe you can, and maybe it doesn't pay you enough to be your main source of income, and that's totally okay. Just find something else that is you can tahan, is manageable. It doesn't force you to kill yourself, and then feed your passion and hobbies on the side lah. And I think I have a few friends that's also working on similar stuff as they are doing their main jobs. We are constantly thinking about, are there any ideas that we can pursue that we don't know if we can actually make money out of it yet? Yeah, know of anybody like that?
Business ideas?
Anything that is not conventional, that is not of what society deem as a normal job.
Not actually.
Unfortunately, my friends are all very conventional. But going back to like the side hustle thing, I also think that like it's not the most realistic to just have like one job and expect all your income to come from that one job and then keep trying to fight for like very high pay from that job, because like every job has like their market rate, and sometimes you just can't go past that without that experience also. So I think like to supplement the income, like a lot more people are doing side hustles now, which is a much viable option. So at least like when you have your side hustle, you don't feel so much expectations and pressure to keep trying to get a high pay on your main job. Yeah,
I think that's true. So I think some like my friends within my social circle, I have a friend that is venturing. He's so crazy about coffee that he started venturing into roasting his own beans.
Like at home?
Yeah.
So at home he roasts his...
He bought like a $7,000 machine just to do that. And the amount of beans that you can roast per batch is like 200 grams. And for context, 200 grams maybe is like...
Not a lot, by the way.
10 cups of coffee and that's it lah. So, but he's not at a stage where he's thinking about making big bucks out of it first. So at the get-go, it's about fueling his passion for coffee, trying to see whether or not this something could evolve from an idea lah. So it did not start from money-making ideas. It was just an idea. Like honestly, I think the main motivation was how can we get out of this rat race. So that this topic of discussion that the six of us always have is we cannot imagine ourselves climbing the corporate ladder forever, and we eventually want to be self-sustainable lah. So we were always chasing this FIRE concept. For context, FIRE means financially independent, retire early. So we always wanted to do that, but we didn't know how to get there. So like investments in stocks, crypto, wanting to start businesses were always at the back of our minds. Like maybe that could be our escape mechanism to get out of the matrix. So I think at 33 now, we actually haven't put the trigger to any of those ideas.
It's time.
Yeah, I guess it's time lah. Like I think now it's like I I hope it's our quarter life time. It's like our quarter life basis now to actually kickstart some of these ideas lah. And I don't know. I think that the motivation to do it is at all-time high. I feel like now that most of us have settled our houses, which is actually one of the biggest ticket item, right? It gives us the opportunity to think what's next really. Yeah. What about you? Any crazy things that you want to try?
Try
Yeah.
Okay, not want to try, but I've always wanted to hear like experiences of sugar babying.
Okay.
Legit. It's like very curious. Like, because I've never known anyone personally who does sugar babying as a career. I don't know lah. Maybe because could be that it's not legal in Singapore lah. I don't know. But like,
it's a grey area. It's a grey area. So if you don't sell sexual favors for money,
it's okay.
Yes, it's okay.
Yeah,
if it's just going out as like accompanying, having conversations, etc., it's frowned upon, but it's not illegal.
Because no one is like it's like everyone knows what sugar baby is, right?
Yeah.
Or who a sugar daddy or sugar mommy is. But it's not like people out, like at least in Singapore lah, I don't exactly see anyone out there who says like I'm a sugar baby. Basically, there are practices like that out there, and I'm actually damn curious because it is a good form of money, and sometimes the requirements like just need company or just need someone to talk to what. So like, I just want to know like what is this? It's not a business. It is a business or like some form of like allowance for the sugar baby, and it's also like company for the
being an
sugar
entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur.
It's a supply and demand one. Like,
what is the work goal in this?
because there's a demand, that's why there's a supply, right? It's still business at the end of the day. Like, if somebody is willing to pay, somebody is definitely willing to be paid.
Okay, true, fair. Yeah.
Which actually comes back to our original point of discussion that unconventional jobs make the most money.
It does, but like, okay lah, if let's say I have no other choice, like there's no other career left in this world and then there's only sugar babying left, right? I wouldn't want to sell sexual favors. Just maybe chat or like a company.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like that's the furthest I can go.
But maybe because now we are drawing lines, right? We are drawing lines on what defines a good and bad job. But which was why I originally said, what if the job is just a means to an end so that you can get the money to do the things that you truly enjoy, you truly want to do? So if you use that definition, right, you should evaluate your success by whether or not you eventually are able to do what you truly enjoy doing. Like for you, it's dancing lah, and how you got the means to open your dance studio, etc. Right? Is nobody really cares about that because now you've gotten the success out of it. So maybe doing OF, doing sugar babies, or whatever the unconventional methods here, right? Doesn't matter because you actually reach your success. But of course now, if you're like Lynette who determines her success by climbing the corporate ladder, then cannot lah. It doesn't work that way, what?
It depends lah because it's a personal preference. Like I don't I completely no judgment towards people who pursue this line of work lah, because it's just me that I feel very uncomfortable when it comes to showing like skin. Or
It's true. Okay, so on that notion,
that kind of thing.
On that notion, like I feel like there are some sort of money that that's not good or bad money, but there are monies that you as an individual cannot live with. So it's based on your own level of your own moral levels lah, so to speak. So I think the main considering factor is like the money that you get, are you able to sleep well at night? If you can, then go and do it lah. You don't care about what other people say. As long as you can live with it, just go and do it.
Yeah, the sugar baby that does not require sexual favors. That one I can see. Anything else is no. Yeah, legit.
There's the girlfriend renting, like you can just go for a lower level one.
Yeah. Chinese New Year always has that. Carousel always sells that. Like they rent.
Rent a girlfriend.
Girlfriend or rent a boyfriend. You can try that.
Wow.
For the next
Chinese New Year got 3 days, right? 3 days of visiting.
Yeah,
every
in
day
fact, you can create multiple personas. Do you want the girl next door? Do you want to be a successful businesswoman?
Yeah, it really is.
That's Scarly, they want me to have a tattoo leh.
What? There's temporary
temporary tattoo.
Yeah, why not? Like so for added services, Can lah. So one tattoo, right? Okay lor, I will buy.
Add on.
Add on. Like
Rate
creative.
card.
You know, like your creative services, right? They usually say that
Freelance
stock
rate card.
images will be purchased by the client themselves. Same lah, same concept.
Stock images will be purchased by the client themselves.
Yeah.
Then I put one dragon tattoo on my arm. So I think we'll conclude our first session of the marketplace, the first episode, about how far you go for money, or like, you know, is there ever enough that you have in your bank account? So I think for anyone out there who is, you know, listening to this right now, right, perhaps we want to throw the question back at you lah, like, you know, how far will you go for money? Or like, you know, has there been anything that you have done that is beyond your moral compass?
Leave it in the comments below.
Just for money. Yes. Yeah. So remember to like, share, and subscribe, and tune in to our next episode. Bye.
Bye.
Yo, that smells so cringe. Can we not do the like and subscribe next time?